The Koffler Gallery is proud to present the world premiere of a heart-wrenching and fascinating exhibition, The Synagogue at Babin Yar, Turning the Nightmares of Evil into a Shared Dream of Good. Opening on the eve of Yom HaShoah, April 17th, and running until November, the multidisciplinary exhibition tells the bittersweet story of the Babin Yar Synagogue, which stands on the grounds of the first large-scale massacre of the Holocaust in 1941. Experience the full historical, political, artistic, and spiritual context of this incredible monument for the first time. The exhibition is free of charge. To learn more, visit kofflerarts.org.
Sometimes I've got a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before, no. Excuse me?
That's what it sounded like when 14-year-old Israeli-Canadian singer Maya Gamzu took the stage for her audition for the hit reality TV show Canada's Got Talent. It's on Citytv this spring. As she belted out the opening bars to Christina Aguilera's song, Something's Got a Hold on Me, Maya's powerful voice made the four judges' jaws drop, and you hear one of them, comedian Lily Singh, turn to Howie Mandel and say, "Wow!" Born and raised in Tel Aviv to Russian immigrant parents, Maya started performing in Hebrew there when she was only 3. Then she and the family moved to Canada 4 years ago because they hoped it could get Maya closer to the bright lights of show business south of the border in the U.S. But as Maya told the producers, it was also to have a safer life.
My parents wanted for me and my brother a bigger future. It's a bit nerve-wracking to just wake up one day from an alarm saying you gotta go hide from the bombs. We don't want to live in fear.
Winning Canada's Got Talent would be a huge stepping stone for the grade 9 student. Maya attends Westmount Collegiate Institute in Thornhill. The winner gets $150,000, financial advisors, and the chance to perform in Las Vegas with the Got Talent franchise All-Stars. I'm Ellen Besner, and this is what Jewish Canada sounds like for Tuesday, May the 2nd, 2023. Welcome to the CJN Daily, a podcast of the Canadian Jewish News, sponsored by Metropia. Maya Gamzu's voice had one of the 4 judges, award-winning Canadian rapper Kardinal Offishall, leap up and dance. Then he sashayed towards the golden buzzer and he pressed it, meaning she got a ticket straight to the semifinals, where she'll have to beat 17 other contestants.
But I really do think that with the right song choice, that you possibly could win all of Canada's Got Talent.
Thank you.
That semi-final episode airs tonight, Tuesday, May 2nd on Citytv. And although Maya already knows the outcome because the whole series was filmed in secret last fall in Niagara Falls, and she's not allowed to tell us, of course, she joins me now along with her father, Sergei, from their home in Richmond Hill.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations. It's a pleasure to meet you. How did you get involved in competing for this show? Let's take a little bit step back and start from the beginning.
Sure. So actually, I've been competing basically since I was very young. I always did some sort of competitions in singing. I always loved it. I always came back with prizes, and sometimes I won, sometimes I didn't. So when I heard that there's Canada's Got Talent going to happen last year, I was very excited. So I applied and didn't get in at first. So I tried again, and this time it worked.
And why did you want to try to be on Canada's Got Talent? Why is that so important, a venue or a platform?
It has always been my dream to get on a big platform. Even since I was young, I would see those talent shows. I was like, wow, I want to be there too. I know, it's kind of against the child in me, the little girl Maya that wanted to perform in front of people. I mean, I started singing since I was basically 3. I would perform in front of guests, and somehow the guests turned into a stage, and then into a bigger stage, and then an even bigger stage, and now it's here. It has always been my goal as a singer, like to get somewhere where I can actually show more people of like what I do.
Mm-hmm. And did you have an sort of an idol or somebody in growing up?
Actually, yeah. Actually, do you know Netta Barzilai? So when I first saw her performance, I was like so shocked, and honestly, I was so like happily surprised because like she has so much like energy in her, and despite like getting on Eurovision, she didn't stop there. Like she still she still like posts on her social media all the time, creates new songs with new artists, and she's such a cool person in person too. Because Toy was a masterpiece, it was like such a shocker too, because so much. Again, energy and interesting like details like the boy. Like imagine putting that into a song and making it sound so catchy. You have to be a genius.
Now, what about your parents? How did singing happen? Are they also musicians or singers or other people in your family?
Yeah. So my dad, you could say he's a musician. I mean, when he was a young adult, he would sing again for his family, friends, with a guitar. It's still a thing that he loves to do, right? So now, when I was young, he would just play and sing. And at one point, I just joined him. And after that, he stopped singing. I started singing. But he still play. He can still play.
Why did he stop singing?
Because I sang. I sang too much. I would be like, Dad, stop. It's my turn.
And did you also learn musical instruments too?
Yeah, I play piano. But not guitar. Guitar is too hard for me.
I don't know. I think in the audience I saw, do you have other siblings in the family, brothers, sisters?
Do.
Yeah. And are they also singers and composers or artists?
I have a little brother. He's currently 8.5. He plays the piano also. Yeah, he's more of a like a math science guy, I guess. He plays chess and plays the piano.
Okay, so he'll be your manager after your father retires. There you go. He'll be the finance guy. Tell me a little bit about the family's travels from where your parents were born and years. Where did you grow up, etc.
My mom and dad they met each other on a plane to Israel. It's very funny. They met each other on a plane to Israel.
That's a beautiful story. Where were they coming from?
Both of them are from Siberia. And it was honestly coincidence that they both spoke Hebrew and yeah.
So you were born where in Israel? Where did you were born and raised?
So I was born in Ramat Gan, but my whole life there I lived in Tel Aviv.
When did your family decide to move to Canada?
I think they decided like a year or two before we moved. I think it was a decision made for me and my brother because my parents they saw that both me and my brother, we just have so much stuff that we like to do. And for example, for me singing, for my brother, he was already showing like talent in like math and stuff. So we decided to move to find more opportunities for me and my family. So for me to get a better access to like stages, because Canada is pretty close to America, and America means New York and Broadway.
Besides singing, do you do any other hobby? Are you into sports or like what do you do for like a normal child?
I draw. My mom is a great designer. She's a great artist and designer. I think I got her artistic vision. I also play volleyball. I mean, I'm not doing it professionally or anything, just for fun.
And how much competition is there? Do you know how many thousands of people apply and how you beat them out?
I think there were like couple of thousands for sure.
Did you study up and like really research who all the judges are and how to, talk to who you're going to pick to be, maybe that they like you better? What's your strategy?
Strategy. I just looked everyone up. I looked what they do as their career. I looked at their couple of videos. I knew Howie, obviously.
Howie being Jewish, being Canadian, did that have any impact at all on you?
Yes, it did. Because before I got Cardinal's Golden Buzzer, I really had like what it's called. I was favoring, I think, Howie. I was obviously because I felt a connection, because he's also Jewish.
Did you bring anything with you, like some kind of good luck piece of clothing or a piece of jewelry?
Yeah,
What was that?
I have my red string from the wall in Jerusalem. I wore it. Like if you look at the video, you can see that I'm wearing it.
And what did it mean to you to bring something with you from the Kotel right until that studio?
You know, I felt very like I'm bringing my whole like life with me, like my whole past, like my whole hard work. It felt like this little like, string held my heart, I would say, because it just, you know, Israel means a lot to me. I mean, it's the country where I was born from, and to get a piece of it here in Canada, it really truly does makes me emotional.
Do you have it on you now?
No, it's not. It fell apart. I need to get a new one.
How do you balance your schoolwork, your performance and your singing? Do you take time off classes? How do you manage that?
Well, I have to stay very, very, very organized. I mean, of course, there were some days where, like, I had to ask for extensions on some projects because I'm very busy and I didn't have the time to finish. But I really, really am trying my best to just, just put everything in my calendar and work as hard as I can. Like, I don't have much free time at this point.
UJA's Walk with Israel is happening this Victoria Day, Monday, May 22nd. Join thousands of community members for the world's largest Israel Solidarity Walk, followed by an epic Israeli-themed beach party to celebrate Israel's 75th birthday. Get all the details by visiting walkwithisrael.com. This is our moment to unite as one strong and proud Jewish community. Religious and secular, left and right, Jews and allies, everyone belongs at the Walk with Israel. Register before May 19th, and if you use the promo code CJN, you can save 10% on all Walk Bundle packages. To register, visit walkwithisrael.com.
Now, I know you released recently, just a few days ago on Spotify, a song. Is that your first professional Spotify song? And tell us a little bit about how that happened.
It is my first ever release on Spotify and on Apple Music as well. We actually planned this, I think, about a couple of months ago, but we never got to do it because I got busy with CGT.
So Canada's Got Talent had nothing to do with this song, like they didn't help produce it or whatever, but that may be in the future if you win.
Not at all. They didn't help me. That sounds so rude. No, I did this on my own. It was my independent release, yes.
We need to explain to our audience a bit how you became proficient in English, because this wasn't your first language, of course. I imagine Russian or and then Hebrew.
Yeah, Hebrew. I started working on English in Israel because I would sing covers on English. In the end, English is still like a very popular language, at least for now. It is one of the mainstream language and mainstream for music. There's lots of songs that are very, very wonderful in Hebrew, but of course there's, again, lots of songs in English. And when I started getting to the age of like 8, 9, 10, right before I moved, I had to start picking more complicated repertoire. So like more complicated songs, and usually more complicated songs are in English. So yeah, because my dad, he lived in America for a year. He helped me a lot with English. But looking back at my videos in Israel when I sang in English, honestly, I can't understand a word I was saying. But in the end, it did help me. It did help me because still the pronunciation, the just being able to read some words, it was a big start to just get ahead and start learning English quicker.
Mm-hmm. And how do you find it? You're performing in an English show. What challenges does it still pose, if any?
Well, obviously, you can hear that I'm stuttering a lot. Sometimes my thoughts are in different languages, so I can think like in Hebrew, for example, but I want to say something in English, so I'm like, oh, whoa, let me just hold on, you know? But other than that, I think, it has been already 5 years, and I'm getting the hang of it, it's not as hard as it was before.
So what happens next? Where are you going to be watching this on May 2nd? Are you going to be down at the studio or home, or where do you watch it?
I'll probably, even though for auditions, I made like a small watch party with like a couple of friends, 2 of my friends and my family. I think this time we're gonna be more homey and cozy, you know? I'll just watch it on the TV with my family. I think semifinals, you know, it's a big moment for me. It's gonna be like me moving on to the finals or maybe not, like, you know? I think I want to be comfortable in my own home and watch how I performed.
And I did want to ask your dad if he would talk to me just quickly about this whole thing, how it is as a parent to watch.
Nice to meet you too.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm an IT specialist. I'm a software developer. I'm proud to grow Maya. And everything is nowadays about her.
No, come on.
There could be anti-Semitism in the music business if they know she's Jewish. How much do you let her wear it on her sleeve and be public about it?
Well, we're just trying to... We don't
hide it.
We don't hide it, but we don't...
Proudly, like, I think, you know, being Jewish is a part of who I am. There's no point of hiding it, and I'm not going to. And if somebody can't accept that, well, too bad for them. That's who I am, and I'm not going to change that.
Yeah, it's just very hard being Israeli in these days. So I just was wondering if that has been an issue, but maybe not.
I personally don't think that is an issue, and at least in Canada, I don't think that's an issue, and I don't think, as far as I know, Maya either doesn't think it's not an issue for her also. I know. Even
when I started my career, I knew that, you know, like, being Israeli and, like, it's gonna have its effect on people. I mean, some people will not like me because of it. Some people will. And, you know what? There's lots of people who are Jewish and they're celebrities. Like, Natalie Portman. She's a great actor. I love her. And she's a legend, basically. So I don't think it's gonna be quite a big problem for me. I think I'll be fine.
Now, Maya isn't the first Canadian Jewish entertainer to audition for Canada's Got Talent. Kinsley Oikman competed last season with her Calgary Dance Ensemble, but they were eliminated in the semifinals. And Thornhill ballet dancer Shale Wagman made it to the finals in the first season. Both have continued on in their careers internationally. If Maya gets through tonight, the finals air in 2 weeks on May 16th. But even if the judges don't send her there, the audience can still vote her through. And so we've put the link in our show notes on how you can vote. And that's what Jewish Canada sounds like for this episode of the CJN Daily, sponsored by Metropia, integrity, community, quality, and customer care. Today's listener shout-out goes to Charles Heller in Toronto. And we'll end with, of course, a little more of Maya Gamzu from Canada's Got Talent. Thanks for listening to the CJN Daily.